Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ray. Yes, I had to think about my name there for a moment. I love mess. Don't call me I love mess. Fuck you. Back once again for another Transformers transformation review thingy. Oh, TTRT, wasn't that it? Toot, yes. So I just had a look at the gig last night. It was really good, really good. I got up at 4 this morning, so I'm a little. No, I had a little sleep, not so you'd notice. Yeah, the little preview prime pack. Flying truck. Really? He's a flying truck. The big flying truck with wings, yeah. Next. So I'm gonna burp here because I'm drinking ginger beer. I'll wake you up. So Dreadwind Dreadwind and Smokejumper from the R.I.D line. Now, this guy, this mold has been around for nearly as long as I have. First used when G2, yeah. Excuse me. First used in G2 and was used in subsequent continuities right up until I believe Robot Masters. I know he was last used. Well, not there. I have the 2003 version, which is the R.I.D Smokejumper. What? So, is there only one Smokejumper in the Transformers universe? Looks for all the world like the Energon Starscream. Yes, he does, and indeed, Energon Starscream resembles him extremely closely. Starscream's a little bigger, but the transformation is almost identical. Smokejumper. What? Your jumper's made of what? And this Dreadwing. Dreadwind, wind. Dreadwind, very nice big old thing there. Now, nice little homage to, do you remember the Generation 1 Dreadwind? What was his name? Crap! I did it put me first one. Dreadwing and Darkwind, yes, they could combine and they could form a one. They had one alt mode, but two robot modes. Now, slightly similar thing happening. I have to talk you through this guy because there are two separate alt modes. This guy has another alt mode, and they also combine in this mode, and they have a robot mode each. Wow. So, triple changing combiners. Well, I don't know. Can someone stick together a little tab, a little badge for that? I'm not sure. So look at this guy anyway. He's a big old stealth jet. This is the R.I.D line. From the R.I.D line. It is interesting when I checked. I do have the box. I was lucky enough to get this guy new and put the stickers on him. The box looks like an Armada box. See that slightly bowed front? It looks exactly like an Armada box, but it says R.I.D on it. Interesting. It only occurred to me once I was looking about here on the internal network. Have a look at this chap here. He's got this big old turbine at the front. That could also go to the rear. I do prefer to put it to the front because I don't like to show off these missiles too much. He does bend here, but we won't mention that. Now, here's the thing. You see each of these kind of red. You see at the top, they've got this kind of ruby red, these three sections on either side. Underneath are ports. These missiles and their sisters and brothers, which I have in the box, will tab in underneath here. And it's a really elegant system. Basically what happens is it's just a friction mechanism, so they just kind of squeeze in, and then this little button just makes them fall out. It's really quite nice. I like that. It's a nice thing. It's a nice touch. They don't spring out across the room. Look, he's got all this lovely ruby colouring here. He's almost looks like he's got a big smile there, doesn't he? Like a big cheesy grin. So this is Dreadwind, isn't it? I'm gonna check. It's Dreadwind. I get lost in the lexicons, the vocabulary. I'm looking for some word there. So this is this little chap. This is Smokejumper. Smokejumper. Your pullover's made of what? I can't get my head around that. Smokejumper, maybe he's. I couldn't find any bios or anything like that. Just taking out his landing gear. Smokejumper, maybe he's swift and likes to hide in the shadows and subterfuge, enigma. Maybe that's his thing, or maybe he just likes pullovers made of smoke. I don't know. So he's got landing gear, so we'll stand up. These will fire out. I don't want that to happen. Get rid of all the firing weapons, please, Hasbro. Don't give us any more. He combines. They combine, excuse me, pardon my grammar. They combine, little bit sexy. Nice. Combine. You know that click? There's a point of that, for that click. Now, basically, all it does is it flashes out what was the stealth jet into a much more convincing stealth jet. There is a sexy thing. Do you know what he looks like here in this mode? Is an interesting. He looks like one of the faces of a Revenge of the Fallen bot, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. He looks like. Oh, I'm not sure. He looks like some of them. Those awful freaking faces they have. They're starting to get a little better looking now. Now, these will fire out. You can do this. You can take this, right? You can take this. And you can turn it 180 degrees. And it would indeed kind of make more sense. You can have, is it an attack mode? It is. Now, the way to fire this, I'm not showing you. You just turn this clockwise, and these are going to fire out like a Gatling gun. Poof, 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 poof. Don't want that to happen. Really don't want that to happen, because it might. Now, when you withdraw a little Smokejumper here, little bit of automorph transformation, because it says, okay, now I'm coming out. So this guy's going to start transforming into his other alt mode. Look at this. This is a nice thing. Proper alt mode. Now you take this all the way up to here, and it is indeed a tank mode. Couple of little tabs in here like that. They're spring loaded. Bring them forward, and they click securely, nicely into place. Just fold these little wing sections out of the way. So it's a pretty nice tank. Yes, it is. It's a pretty nice ground assault mode. I do not have complaints. Any complaints other than there isn't enough detail in these tracks. But I'm gonna take a nice big fat Sharpie to them and make sure something can be seen. And again, this is all going to happen here. Still a fire out. Very, very nice. Thank you very much. I love this. I like tank formers anyway. So the fact that he goes from a really nice stealth jet, and out of all the jets, that's probably one of my favorites to see. He transforms with some automorph feature, some quirky automorph feature into this guy here. Nice, absolutely lovely. And again, you can display him with the additional missiles in there. I think he makes more sense without the missiles. My only complaint is I want to see more detail here. You take a black mark out of that and you're going to make it look so much better. I will endeavor to do that. There's his behind. Now, the first thing I'm going to do with this guy is transform him. A deceptively difficult transformation, which is nice, but can sometimes be really infuriating. Now, you don't have to take these off, but I'm going to. Let's start with the legs. They just kind of unpin a little bit. The actual jet is pretty ordinary, and the robot is pretty ordinary, but there's something really tricksy in this transformation that makes this bot very interesting. See where the arms came through that section. Now, what you've got to do here, and I always forget this bit. You see that? You rotate the whole front cockpit 180 degrees, and I always forget that, but it always gets me. Then this whole array comes down like that. I think, now, I could still be getting this wrong yet. There's a little bit of clicking here. And let's set up his legs and feet in the usual way. Not bad at all. Okay, right, I think I've got it more or less. Now, here's one of the most interesting things about this guy, for me, and will be interesting for lots of fans of G1 and just people who know Transformers generally, is look at his face. Who is it? It's freaking Optimus freaking Prime freaking, isn't it? It really, I mean, yes, it is. It is completely Optimus Prime. Everything about him is Optimus Prime. Those little black circles, I've just picked them out because I wanted a little extra detail. And I'll probably add another little sticker into that big panel on his front. But he has the face of Optimus Prime. He completely does. Gonna add, you take these bad boys off, and they form very, very decent guns into slightly pathetic hands. But what's interesting about him is you kind of have to give him the guns. You have to put the guns there because they're not going to go anywhere else. So you've got this tiny little bot with huge weapons, two of them, freak of nature. Nice little bot. Looks like Optimus Prime, and indeed, I think for Robot Masters, they weren't painted as Prime. Don't fire, please, thank you. I will come back to that shortly. They were painted as Megatron and Starscream. I think this guy was Megatron and he was the Starscream. So I'm gonna transform this guy. This guy's a nice bot. Yes, he is. Close up these panels that we took out previously. We just a little bit of detaching here. These are obviously going to be legs and stuff. What am I doing with that? What is it? Oh, yes. Taking this bad boy down here. His arms are located up here. These panels come off, don't they? Yes. Yes, they do. It's a nice, one of those, it's a real intricate locking mechanism here. It's got two points of transformation that's in these arm sections here that you wouldn't even notice. Now look, how did you get them out? They have to come out past these arm sections here, the wing sections rather. So you have to pop the wing first of all. Pop the wing, that's what they say, isn't that? That's what all the kids are saying. And then you gotta flip the arm all the way around like this. Now this isn't going to be a horrendously long review, thankfully. Now, what is the interesting thing that happens here? All the way back, there's this panel. Do you see this panel here like that? What we're going to do is we're going to open that, and it only comes into usage in this transformation. And the stem that the cannon weapon is on, you rotate it to the right or left, depending on which way you're looking at it. I'm just going to take this guy's head, big old fat freaking head he's got actually, and then this cannon will come up over his right shoulder. Go form the legs, hips come together, a little bit of hip clicking action here, a couple of nice, there, satisfying clicks. Oh, nice, do like a good click like that. So we just take out his little feet, we'll be there, we're almost there, almost there. What we're going to do, make his arms look a little bit more sensible. So these panels here, these entire panels you kind of raise them about an inch or so. They will pop off if you're not careful, but you just raise them about an inch. And then that means we can actually, that reveals the arms articulation, which is nice, nice little touch there, nice little touch. Now I'm pretty sure, now this is this is the R.I.D G2 Robot Master Beast Wars 2 mold that was used so often, and out of to me he is the oldest mold the oldest mold that is still current. And I'm going to take one of Little Smokejumper's weapons here because of course they all fit, don't they? And I'm just going to give it to him because he's going to feel a little left out. Same size hole in his fist, obviously. It would be nice if they had a similar hole underneath so we can hold both of those weapons like that. Not that he needs it with this thing on his freaking shoulder. Smokejumper and Dreadwind. This is a relatively short review tonight for me, actually. From the R.I.D line, this is the one I have, the only one I have. I do want some of the others. I do want the G2 because they're so garishly colored. Get them if you like plane formers, particularly if you like the kind of jets that are a little bit sexy, which he definitely is. Or if you like tank formers, ground assault vehicle, tank, you say tomato, I say tomato. But the odd fact that they combine in those really, really interesting ways is what makes this duo unique. And same colors, Optimus Prime face there. I mean, he just is. I mean, or Ultra Magnus, you know. Whereas this guy's face is really generic and ordinary. He looks like a bit like a Suntaran, doesn't he? But lovely stuff. Again, all these missiles will fire. I don't want them to because they go really far. Glad I've got these. I was so pleased that I could put the stickers on these guys when I got them. This remains one of my favorite and indeed one of the most enduring molds in the Transformers continuity. If you don't own any of the molds of these guys, please get them because they're really, really quite interesting. What's one of those things that make the kind of things that Transformers collectors want because they're really quirky. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, right. Thank you very much. Where did my little stop sign? There we go. I shall see you all in a couple of days. Good night.